What is that?
Well, hello and welcome to the Shallow Proclamation. My name.
Ah! Sorry.
What are you on?
I'm sorry.
It's just... Right, explain
I
yourself.
was I was worried for a second there that it wasn't recording, but uh, it is. So, sorry about that.
Well, it's fine. No one probably nobody noticed anyway, so we'll just keep going. Probably. Welcome to the Shallow Proclamation. My name's Paul, and as always, I'm joined by.
Thomas.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, I mean, and here we are, not only at the beginning of a new season, season 12 of
Yeah,
Doctor Who, but the beginning of a new era, a new Doctor. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Doctor 2, 4.
6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Doctor 4, Tom Baker.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Thomas, coming into this, Tom Baker, what do you know of Tom Baker? Any sort of preconceptions before we dive into this?
he's the first classic era Doctor, the earliest classic era Doctor who actually appears in the modern era, isn't he? Because
Yeah.
obviously you have
Yeah.
like depictions of Hartnell and stuff, and you have flashbacks to episode. But in terms of like a Doctor Who actor returning in the modern era, the earliest one has to be Tom Baker, right? Yeah, because Pertwee
Yeah.
have appeared
Peter
in them.
Davison. Peter Davison was obviously in Time Crash, but he's later than Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because Baker's in at the end. He's the great curator, isn't he? The great curator Baker.
Yes, he is.
So I guess I've already encountered him in some ways. Um, I no, I don't know much about this era at all. Apart from the fact that I have heard that Tom Baker is a pretty well regarded doctor over the history of the show. So I've been quite looking forward to checking out his tenure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be fair to say that if he is what to classic Who, he is what David Tennant is to modern Who, I think.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah.
people today, when they think about Doctor Who, maybe they don't necessarily watch the show, but in their head they go, David Tennant is Doctor Who. They think of David Tennant when they think about Doctor Who. I think almost everybody of any generation prior who's seen from the classic, the time the classic series was on, would remember Tom Baker as being the Doctor. Even if
Hmm.
he wasn't necessarily their Doctor, he's the sort of iconic figure. Yeah. And I think we're, go on, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say he has a scarf.
He has a scarf, yeah. So he's got a
That's a
very
distinguishing feature.
well, and this is something we talked about with the Gatwick era, wasn't it? That you have to have a recognizable silhouette, and if any doctor has a recognizable silhouette, it's probably Tom Baker with the scarf,
Yeah.
which again, it's one of those things that people pick up on, even if they don't necessarily watch the show at all. Um, I mean, obviously, the Pertwee era we've just finished has been a strong era. I think generally people would say when they if you look back across the whole of the classic era, the Pertwee era into the Tom Baker era of what people would see as the strongest era of the show, probably, and even many people would probably say what we're about to get into is what they would see as some of the strongest stuff the show ever did. So it'll be interesting to see what you make of it. Um,
Mm.
you're right; it's the earliest. He is the earliest Doctor to appear in the modern era because by the time the modern era began, actually Troughton, Hartnell, and Pertwee had all passed away. So actually, this is the first time in Classic Who we've actually watched an episode of the show where the Doctor is actually still alive today.
Yes. Yeah. How old is Tom Baker now? He
He's
must
he's
be.
in his 90s. I'm not sure
Wow.
exactly how old he is, but he's yes. And it's if you see that, obviously he was in the 50th anniversary special. So when was that now? 12 years ago. So I don't know if he was sort of very late 70s. early 80s then. If you see him now, he's very, very frail. He doesn't look like he did then. He's much, much thinner. Still, I think firing pretty much on all cylinders, but definitely getting on. So
Incredible.
yeah, but here we go. Yeah, first time we've had a doctor who's still with us, which is and hopefully long with us. So
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
and
That's kind of interesting. And now as we go on with the show, we'll encounter more and more people who are still alive.
yeah,
Because it was a kind of weird feeling watching those first Hartnell episodes and just thinking everyone in this is probably dead.
yeah, almost yeah,
Unless
or at
there was
least a
like a
large
child
part of the
actor
cast.
or something, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean Carol Ann Ford obviously still going, but I mean many of them, yeah, were getting on. Ian, obviously, Ian. Oh gosh, the name of Mike William Russell.
Russell,
Yeah,
yes.
William Russell is Ian. Obviously, he passed away whilst we were in the middle of this experiment. But yeah, so many actors who had passed away. I think I said it was like you're watching sort of ghosts almost, aren't you?
Mm,
Um,
mm,
and it was so long ago, 60 years. So, but now, we're still a still a long way from this. This is 1974 into 1975. So, that's what we're going to be watching in a moment. We're going to be watching this first series, the first episode from the first series of Tom Baker's era. I think I said at the end of the last story, that I think the production team, although the production team are changing, I think a lot of this season had already been put in place in advance to allow a bit of a transition. So we might not see huge changes just yet. Um,
mm.
but I definitely think we'll see things anyway with Tom Baker coming in, and there will be change of dynamic anyway. So be interesting to see what you make of it all.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued. Well, should we dive into it?
Uh, yeah, yeah, we'll get it started, and then we can. I'll mention a little bit about. I'll just say who wrote it and stuff. That's all good.
Oh yeah, actually, do you want to do that now? And then I
I
can
can do.
for
Yeah.
this. Tee
So
up
yeah,
this story.
so it's written by Terence Dicks, who writes
Yes.
a lot of this era, and the Pertwee era as well, and then directed by Christopher Barry, who we've definitely had before. And yeah, as I said, it was broadcast 28th of December 1974 to the 18th of January 1975. So yeah, it was almost like a Christmas changeover. This wasn't it? I wonder. I can't remember how close when the final episode of Planet the Spiders was.
I'm hoping there'll be a Feast of Stephen-esque episode halfway through this story.
Oh, so well, actually, so Pertwee finished on the 8th of June, 74,
Ah,
and so this began on the 28th of December. So a
oh, a bit of a gap.
bit of
Yeah.
a gap there between the seasons, but yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, be great. So we're watching. Oh, and it's called Robot. So
Robot.
Robot.
Intriguing title.
Absolutely. So as you said, you noticed even before we started this, you said, "Oh, is it going to be a different opening sequence?"
Yes.
Um, and it
There he
is. It
is.
is a different. Although it's very similar to the Pertwee one,
Yes.
and it's actually the first. It's the first time that the credits have changed, but the logo hasn't. So we've still got the same logo from the Pertwee era.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
so yeah, that Pertwee logo that we saw, or Pertwee credits, only run for one season.
Well, here we go again.
Oh, there we
A
go.
nice little reprise
Little
here.
reprise. So that was actually Pertwee's last appearance in the show, wasn't it? In the reprise.
Lieutenant
Yes.
Sullivan, emergency.
Unless he returns for like a 5 Doctor special or something.
I'm the doctor.
No, Doctor, I'm the doctor, and I say that you're not fit.
You may be a doctor, but I'm the doctor. The definite article, you might say.
Look here, Doctor, you're not fit.
Fit? Not fit? Of course I'm fit. All systems go.
That's reference in the modern era, isn't it? You might be a doctor, but I am the doctor.
Yeah.
Is that going to be his outfit for the whole of
That's
his...
it. Yeah.
I kind of like it, to be fair.
No. No.
Looks like the Celestial Toy Maker.
Yeah. What is that? Sort of clown.
I think the thing from before was from a production of Alice in Wonderland.
Much better, Doctor. Now, if you've quite finished with
There we go. Oh, that's quite funny because Briggs clearly still thinks that's a bit weird, but he's just like,
It's
oh,
like, that'll do.
and that becomes the actual costume.
So if this feels a little bit different to you when they're outside, it's because I think they actually filmed outside and inside stuff on the same tape.
Oh,
So rather than before, they switched from film to video. And I think it's because there's a number of shots where they were trying to marry up getting these visual effects for this robot, as you'll discover as we go on. And it was much easier than to videotape for everything. So there's a slightly different feel to these external shots.
yes,
than
it
you get.
looks like a bit of a grittier image, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things that's very hard to put my finger on tangibly exactly what the differences are, but you do feel there's something is different.
Yeah.
what do you know about that?
Who knows?
Those. There we go. That's where it comes from.
Inside the vault, there's a casket. A metal casket containing every focusing generator in the place. Believe me, Doctor, the place is impregnable.
Never cared much for the word impregnable. Sounds a bit too much like unsinkable.
What's wrong with unsinkable?
Nothing. As the iceberg said to the Titanic.
What?
Glug, 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 glug.
Just puts his feet up. Wow. Oh, very good. Very good.
There we go.
Nice.
So, yeah, what you made of that?
Yeah, I think my highlight has to be the changing sequence. Trying on the outfits. Yes, that one will do, Doctor. Now come along now.
Yeah, it's nice how it kind of has that sort of things that the series sort of has picked up on, hasn't it? A little bit in having, doctors finding their outfits or whatever it might be.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? He kind of immediately slips into the role and is, rather than having to sort of acclimatise for quite a while. I mean, he's still a bit all over the place, but he's kind of just straight out on an assignment, isn't he? But I feel we don't actually see a huge amount of him in this episode.
No, I think that's fair to say.
I guess because it's setting up a lot of what the threat is and Sarah Jane splitting away to do some digging. So yeah, the Doctor was actually used quite sparingly in this episode, which was interesting. But yeah, he just immediately clicks into it, doesn't he?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I think I read that at this point I think Barry Letts or whoever's I don't know if he's producing. I thought he was leaving at this point, but whoever it was, I'm not sure. They felt that they didn't really know what the Fourth Doctor was supposed to be like, so they just kind of decided they'd run with Tom Baker.
Right.
And I think it's often been said that Tom Baker doesn't really act. Tom Baker is just Tom Baker. in a similar way to that perhaps someone like Brian Blessed is just Brian Blessed.
Right, yeah. Interesting.
So I think there's a lot of crossover.
What had he done before Doctor Who?
I think he'd done a few random things in my nothing big. I think in my head I've got this thing that he may have been in like an adaptation of Sinbad or something. But I have some recollection that he wasn't really an actor and he'd been found like he was working on a building site, So he's a very sort of left of field choice, I think. I'm sure someone will have a few more details on it down below, he's kind of coming in and just being, I think he is effectively just himself, really.
Yeah. Well, it works. It works.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what you make of him over the next few episodes of his first story and as he settles in a little bit more. But But I like, yeah, I mean, I like the stuff there. I like the exchanges with the Doctor. That Harry, Harry Sullivan, the Doctor in the unit Doctor. Sort of a lot of that sort of back and forth between them when he's trying to convince him to stay. And um, yeah, he's sort of wonderfully zany from the start, isn't he?
Yeah.
As a Doctor, so he's quite different to Pertwee straight away.
Hmm.
A
Yeah.
different feel. Um,
Yeah. Pertwee was sort of quite classy, wasn't he?
mm.
Tom Baker's a bit of a wild card, a bit more like Troughton, but a kind of different energy.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Yeah, like I think a wild card and more Troughton-esque is probably much is a good reflection on that first appearance there.
Hmm.
And I enjoyed just that little line as well. He says, assuming I'm right, and invariably I am.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
just the sort of mannerisms, unsinkable, glub, 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 glub.
And then just putting his feet up on the windscreen of the car.
Yeah, so he's very distinctive. Makes an impression from the off, I think.
Yeah, yeah. He's cooking, or should I say, baking.
A
Let
Dear
this
me.
let this man bake. Uh, well, yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let us know what you think, and we look forward to continuing it with you. Do subscribe if you'd like to stay in the loop. Do join our Discord for more chat. Do check out our Patreon for full commentary track, and we will see you soon.
Bye bye.